Welcome to our coverage of the Carolina Surfcasters Association June Surfcasting Competition. We are here in Windsor, Virginia this weekend for this second event of the Carolina Surfcasters Association Spring Casting Season. This will also be a qualifying event for USA Angling's new surf casting team, which is scheduled to travel to Argentina next year to compete in the 2025 Phipps Mare Long Distance Casting World Championships. The weather this weekend has been brutal indeed, with felt temperatures exceeding 100 degrees. It's been a test of endurance for the competitors, but a steady and strong wind have provided them with distances that seem to make the sweat and sunburns worth it. Let's go down to the Yaki now, where Andy Helton is setting up to kick off this round. This is only Andy's second appearance at a CSCA event. At the March competition and seminar, Andy was topping out at 360 feet. He looks happy with that one. He's been diligently practicing at home, and in only 3 months' time has added 100 feet to those March distances. Controlled power, and he's managed to correct his casts that have been flying out of bounds to the right. Butch Lloyd is up. I'd like to thank Isle of Wight County, Virginia for graciously hosting the CSCA competitions at their Joel C. Bradshaw Fairgrounds and Heritage Park facility for the past several years. Butch was having crack-off issues at the Surfcast USA tournament several weeks ago, but it seems like not only has he corrected those, but he's been racking up distances over 500 feet, which surpass all of his scores from 2023. John Mroczka is approaching the Yaki now. John is a veteran caster. His casting career goes back to the days of Sportcast USA. John is hitting excellent numbers today as well. Over 50-foot improvement from his casting last year. His style of choice this weekend is the ground cast. Let's take a look in slow motion. He has a very methodical, very deliberate look to his casts. That rod tip glides at a consistent height along the ground. Then the power is put in, and John does very well at giving the sinker plenty of loft. This is CSCA President Matt Tuers. Couldn't help but get a cast or two in this weekend. Matt is the first of the pendulum casters who you'll see this round. He's got a very smooth technique, but he tells us that over the past few months he's been focusing on developing explosive power through strength training. Let's take a look at the replay. Very controlled and smooth, and he's Definitely got a little more speed there when his arms kick in. Bob Sales is at the Aki now, longtime member of the Carolina Surfcasters Association. Looks like he caught himself before he cast with the gear engaged. Some of us are not as fortunate. Pretty powerful ground cast coming from Bob. He's been out over 600 feet this weekend. Take a look at the footwork here. Like any expert caster, Bob knows that setting up that solid foundation on the ground puts him in the position to apply maximum power and control to the cast. Looks like there's some real first aid being carried out at the CSCA administrative booth. This is Chris Chance of Virginia, another expert pendulum caster. We're told he trains with Goddy Ferrer, and we've noticed some similarities in their high swing pendulum cast styles the last few times they've been casting in the same competition. Let's go to the slow motion. Now watch that right arm. Both Chris and Goddy give the rod a good yank to propel the sinker into the backswing, and then maintaining that momentum throughout the entire cast. You really need perfect timing to put a cast like that together. There is Mr. Bob Sales trying to clear out a post-cast bird's nest. Angel Villalpando is up next. And there is the trademark Rebel Yell, so you know he's happy about that one. Angel has a hybrid mid-swing flat arc pendulum cast, so take a look here and see how low to the ground he gets that rod tip before he starts applying power. Goddy Ferrer walking up to the Aki now, one of the top East Coast surfcasters. What's most impressive with Goddy is really the speed with which he can bring that rod around in the power stroke. Let's see it in slow motion. So you will see that, like Chris Chance, he gets that sinker moving fast up into the air and with impeccable control brings it around to the launch position and then really whips that rod around. Connor Brown is up from the Myrtle Beach area. The qualifying benchmark set by the new USA surfcasting team is 775 feet, or 236 meters for our international audience. After a little over a year of competitive casting and training with former champion Tommy Farmer, Connor has broken through 800 feet this weekend and is very enthusiastic about joining current U.S. champion Ryan Lambert in international competition. And to learn more about the team, go to usangling.org/surf-casting. So this is a good time to thank the supporting businesses who help make United States surfcasting possible, and for the CSCA in particular: Carolina Cast Pro and Cast Pro Series Rods, One More Cast, Surfcast Pro Shop, and Reel Custom Reels. Let's look at the final scoring for the CSCA June competition. Andy Helton takes the winning position for the A class by default, but nonetheless has made amazing progress since his last appearance. The sole AA caster, Matt Tuers, threw all 4 tournament weight classes and topped 630 feet with the 125-gram sinker. Of the 3 senior class competitors who came out this weekend, Bob Sales held the lead with casts over 600 feet. Goddy Ferrer beat out Angel Villalpando and Chris Chance for the master class title. And in the absence of Ryan Lambert, who now holds the all-time U.S. distance record, newcomer Connor Brown turned heads by progressing into and winning the elite class with 800-foot plus casts in all but the 100-gram sinker category. That will do it for our coverage of the CSCA June competition. For surfcasting news and upcoming events, visit carolinasurfcasters.org. Speaking of upcoming events, we will be back in Green Sea, South Carolina on September 21st and 22nd for the kickoff of the CSCA Fall Surfcasting season. Hope to see you all there. With that, we are signing off.